Don't be like beans. Keep your gallbladder, not beans, but don't be like beans. Beans, please.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Good morning, everyone. Don't be like me. How to keep your gallbladder. So, I had my gallbladder removed on February 5th of this year, a little over a month ago. I'm going to explain to you guys what I learned through the process and how to prevent this from happening to you. Right? So, a few years ago, I learned about something called liver flushing. I had heard a lot about it, and it seemed like something that I was kind of interested in doing, but at the same time, I kind of felt it was like new agey, hippie-ish, like, yeah, I shouldn't have a problem. I had been really improving my diet over the years, and I felt that it probably wasn't going to be a problem. Probably wouldn't be an issue. But a youngish relative of mine had his gallbladder removed, and I was like, ah, boy, that's weird. It's such a common thing where people have their gallbladder. Recently, I found out that it's literally like one of the top 2 or 3 most common surgeries. So I was like, all right, fine. I'm going to go ahead and try it, even though I'm not so sure it's going to work. Kind of seemed a little bit hippie-ish when I was reading on the website about how to do it. So 3 years ago, I tried it out for the first time. So here's what you basically do. It's not exactly, I can explain to you if you really want to, but generally you fast for about 4 days. You eat basically literally nothing but salad greens, only when you're starving. And if you really, really need to eat, maybe have like an apple or bananas. On the 4th day, you drink a mixture of Epsom salt and water. When I say that, make sure that you use pure Epsom salts, not the stuff you put in your bathtub, because that will kill you. So, just letting you know, big difference. And then at the end of the day, you drink olive oil mixed with grapefruit juice. That sounds a lot worse, but let me tell you, that doesn't taste bad at all. What really tastes horrible is Epsom salt. Now, stones will come out that way for about 12 hours. And after that, for a few days, you feel absolutely phenomenal. You're like, wow, I feel like $1 million because your liver, your gallbladder are working really, really well. You just haven't felt that great. You feel like energized and alive for days. It feels great. So I highly suggest doing it. It worked really well the first time I did it. I got a ton of stones out, literally like a handful. Boy, I didn't know that was sitting inside my liver, my gallbladder. It's crazy. It's just sitting there, clogging up and gumming up the works of what these 2 extremely important organs are supposed to be doing. 2 years later, I did it again, because you're supposed to do it every couple of years or whatever. Not as many came out, but that's kind of expected when you think about it. I already got rid of a bunch. I shouldn't be getting anything. So I didn't worry about it or anything. I said, great, I must be going in the right direction. You'll get really small stones out of your liver and your gallbladder. Some people are like, wait a second, stones in your liver? That doesn't make sense. Yep, you actually get a lot of little stones in your liver. They come out naturally, but it's better to push them out because then they're not there gumming up the works of your liver. And if you don't know how important your liver is, I don't know what to tell you. It's the most important organ for day-to-day function and processing of your food, really. And what a gallbladder does, since I realize that some people don't even really know what a gallbladder is, it catches a little bit of the bile that is coming out of your liver at all times. And whenever you eat a good amount of fat, it'll squeeze and give you that extra bile. What the bile will do is kind of act like a degreaser to the fat and will help to break it down so that you can absorb it. So this past Thanksgiving, I experienced some pain in my upper right abdomen. Boy, it hurts a lot, but you know what? I hate anything to do with doctors or drugs or surgery or anything like that. I got to get hit by a bus to go to the doctor, okay? Never go to the doctor. I broke my foot, broke my leg, broke my ankle. I just don't go to the doctor. We're talking hairline fracture, but at the same time, I didn't even go. I don't want to go. I don't want to talk to a doctor. I don't want to see a doctor. I don't want your drugs. I don't want your surgery. I don't want to have anything to do with it at all whatsoever. I don't have any sort of. So I ignored it like I always did. And it went like, okay, there you go. An hour or 2 later, everything's fine. I don't know. Maybe I ate something fun. Who knows? What? Move about my business. Every 3 or 4 days after that, I kept getting similar pain. Sometimes it wasn't a big deal. It was easy to ignore it. Sometimes it was really, really bad. Boy, it kind of doubled over. I would have to do things like go to the bathroom just to relieve pressure. Even if I didn't really feel like I needed to go to the bathroom. Going to the bathroom helped relieve pressure, made it feel a little better and helped me get over it. And I started to associate it with large meals. I had a large meal. One time I went to a buffet and that was the worst. Yeah, I was doubled over for an hour. Anyway, so I just finally, forget it. I had enough. I should look into this. figure out what's going on here. And I investigated anything I could online, figuring out what it was, where it is, what is this and everything. I decided it was definitely gallbladder. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I've been doing these liver flushes. I got all these stones out of it. That should be fine, right? So I did another one in December, and I didn't get very many stones out, which is good because I would expect that, right? And the vein stuff was like, great, solved it, fantastic, end of story, right? 2 weeks later, Christmas happened, had a big meal, had more pain. Had been going on for a couple weeks. I ignored it, whatever, maybe it was a one-time thing, but it kept recurring. Fine. Go to the doctor, whatever. Go see this guy. I kept telling him, like, I don't want to be here, I don't want anything to do with you guys, but whatever, if I have to, I went to go stay with him, and he concurred with my findings. He's like, you know, I think those pains are exactly what you're saying. It's in the right area. I'm going to do a quick once over, see everything. And we ran some tests, blood tests, and stuff like that. One cool thing, he said, hey, what's that dent underneath right here? And I said, oh, I don't know, it's some scar I've had my whole life. I don't know. Probably had got it when I was a toddler. I was some crazy kid that went around doing stuff. He's like, you know what? I think that's it. Kind of looking at the spot. Let me look this up here. Well, yep, exactly. You have an underdeveloped third limb. That's awesome. I have something in common with Mark Wahlberg. I'd show it to you, but that was one cool thing that happened. So he refers me to a specialist. I also had an ultrasound where I made many baby joints. And apparently, yep, I really did have big gallstones that were stuck in there and they weren't coming out. Flushes only get the little ones. Basically, the opening's this big, you got a stone this big, not coming, no matter what you do. Good stuff. Oh, whoa. Hey, jerk, what are you doing? Can I refresh it or something? Anyway. It's like, okay, you're right, fine, I have gallstones, I can't get them out, whatever. So, the specialist said, you have to have a cholecystectomy, which means have your gallbladder. Or you're going to have pancreatitis, which is irreversible, really terrible, whatever. I had damage done to my liver, but liver will regenerate, so not a big deal. I kept asking a lot of questions because I really don't want to have the surgery, right? And apparently he just thinks there's no wiggle room, no alternatives. I gave him ideas like, just off the top of my head, just spitballing, like, can we do anything like, can we cut open the gallbladder, take the stones out, and I super promise I'll be good and I'll never have gallstones again. And that was probably the only one where he said, they've done that in the past, but the gallbladder doesn't function as well because it's scar tissue. And they end up taking it out eventually anyway. Can we do some kind of super flush? Can you help me out? Can you tell me what to do? It's like, no, we don't do these things. And to be honest, he never really seemed to give it much of a thought. I thought that was weird. Like, he never even heard of his liver flush. I'm like, dude, how do you not know these things? Like, this is your job. This is what you do. How could you never even thought of it? It's just weird. He was interested in the fact that it made you feel really good. You feel great. Maybe he does have something. So I like, let's give him credit for that. But I thought it was weird. This is his whole freaking job. He's never even considered any alternative. He just has a tiny little diagnosis. Anyway, so I figured, you know what? I'm on the clock. I was scheduled for surgery at 3 weeks to fix this. And I'm going to go scour all of the internet, all 42 trillion of them. I'm going to figure out what I can do to see if there's a way to fix this in 3 weeks. I'm in trouble. If I don't have this done, I'm going to wreck my pancreas. This is bad. I got to fix this, right? But I'm still going to try. So I came up with a plan after figuring out all the different pieces of advice. And what I did was I took this tea with a whole bunch of herbs, and then I was going to try a liver flush, but with citric acid. And I heard that you get a better result with it, so I thought I'd try it. So here's the tea I bought, Shanka Piedra. Notice how it's stone. The point is to break the stone, right? And in it, I put cactus, gold point grass, the stonebreaker formula, and turmeric. These things were supposed to help break up stuff. Everybody kept saying it's going to take months, not weeks. But I tried all of them, I thought. So then I tried the liver flush again, but I added citric acid to the grapefruit and olive oil. And it really, really worked. It worked better than the first time. It was weird. I got all these stones sitting there. It wouldn't happen from a regular flush. Then I had another ultrasound, like, look, did I break it up? Did I get some out? And they said, no. It didn't quite work, but I really think I just didn't get it. So here's here's the surgery I had. Here's the bad alternative. Don't do that. It's a much larger scar. So I had this, the laparoscopic one, where you have 4 tiny little incision points. I could show you, but I don't want to. They're in those particular spots, and they go, pull it out, and there you go. No big deal. And it really, the recovery time, in general, is just a few days, but for full recovery, about a month, as far as now I can go back to the gym. So conclusion, it was too late for me, even though I really do suggest doing these things. I had to act then and there, or my fingers would have been permanently damaged. Really don't know how bad you got it right now. I pounded my liver for decades. I did not have a good diet. I basically had the oatmeal plan of action, which was do a whole lot of working out, work out a lot, but then eat whatever you want, and that's really bad. And those big stones were there when I was doing those liver flushes, and they were sitting there, and they're getting worse and worse and worse. So I suggest people change your diet now, but also do the same kind of tea, herb, and cleanses right now for a few years, and then just go to the flushes for every couple of weeks. And then hopefully you won't go through what I did. Thank you.
Next time you need to tell to which diet we have to move, because just change diet.